How do you know when a movie is going to go? When you've worked in Hollywood for 15 plus years, written 21 feature screenplays, and acted in hundreds of projects, you begin to develop a sixth sense for projects that are actually happening or when there's something special going on in the mix, in the soup of the project, and when there isn't. What if I told you that the rule for most projects is that they don't go? From filmmakers, producers, actors, anyone trying to make it in the beginning, through the middle of their careers, even all the way up to the very top, the majority of projects don't go. So when something does go and it goes well, you kind of look back on it and you're able to reverse engineer what went well, and then it informs you on your next project. On my first feature, the Astrid experience, I had a very distinct feeling early on that that project was going to go. I actually wrote that project in around 2012, and it didn't get produced or go into production until 2019. I remember when I was talking to my co-producer, we were talking about getting the project going, and I had a very distinct feeling that this project was going to go based off of my years of experience prior. Reason being, it was the excitement, it was the passion, it was the elements coming together, the mixture that made me know intuitively that the project was going to go based off of past experiences with projects that didn't go and getting attached to projects that didn't go. It's a momentum-based thing. Call it green lights, if you will. I financed some of it, my co-producer financed some of it, I was supplying a lot of the talent, my co-producer was supplying a lot of the other elements, and we just were able, it was a very low budget movie, and we were able to supply so much that the momentum just kept escalating and quickly. I mean, a lot of it is with financing. As soon as the financing is there, even if it's $10,000, $20,000 to shoot the film, if it's your first ultra low budget feature, that can move things along really quick. I remember before we knew it, we were casting and then we were shooting the movie, and I believe from script, well, because the script was already written, but I did a quick rewrite to based off the locations that we had. But I remember from script into in the can when we had the whole project shot. I believe it was like 3 months, which was wild. Then we hit. It was our first time in post production. We hit like this crazy 4-year thing, and then COVID hit, and it was a total thing. But I remember how fast that movie went, and it was because we had momentum. I have another really awesome project called Infinite Limits. It's a neo-noir crime thriller, kind of like Seven, and I absolutely love this script. It's one of my best scripts, and I do plan to produce it someday. I remember when I was taking it out to get it made, the script is very good, but I just remember the momentum wasn't there. Like, elements weren't coming on board. It's a much more complicated script. It's also a lot more expensive. Minimum budget, we're looking at like bare bones $2 million. To do it right, really more like 10 to 20 million. I just remember going out with it. We took it to AFM, and just it wasn't getting that traction. It just wasn't getting the green lights. The money was scared. The companies were scared. People saw that it was complicated, even though it was a cool project. And it was just a little big for me from where I was at the time. So I had to go back to the writing room and figure out something that was a step between that project and my first feature, the Astrid experience. And that's when I sat down and wrote the Influencer House Massacre. I knew it needed to be like minimal locations, and it needed to be in LA. Infinite Limits was shot all over the world. We were thinking about shooting it in other countries. I mean, it was awesome. It was just, I remember I just couldn't see it. As a producer, if I can't see it in my head before, or if I can't conceptualize how I'm going to do it without the help of anybody else, that's really one thing you need to be able to do as a lead producer. You need to know how you're going to be able to make the movie. You have to be able to visualize it through what you know, through the knowledge you have and the experience you have. If you can't do that yet, it's very unlikely you're going to be able to get the movie made. It does happen. Sometimes someone will, and you'll get a bunch of money and a bunch of people will come on board and help you. That is an outlier. Generally speaking, those films where the lead producer or the director doesn't know how they're going to make it, those films rarely ever get made. So as a producer or director, you have to be able to already know how you're going to do it, even if it's just you and a few people. It has to be that clear that you're going to be able to do all the things: location scout, lock locations, cast, food and lodging, all the things that you're going to need to be able to do. You just have to have an idea, and a pretty good idea of how you're going to be able to do that. Obviously, you're going to need help to make the movie, but you have to be able to see it. So I sat down, I wrote the Influencer House Massacre, and it just really flowed out of me. Really turned into something awesome, something very contemporary, something very Gen Z. And I remember when I started taking it out, it was just go, go, go. Just everybody loved the script. It was all green lights. Everybody was interested in some capacity. And the vibe I was getting around town with the people I was working with. It was just all green lights. Then sure enough, entered into a competition, which I won. Then I got in touch with Scott DuPont, who signed on because he saw the potential in the project, and he's helped guiding me through financing. That connected me to Nicholas Bertelson, who read the script and signed on because he, one, absolutely loved the script, saw the potential, and he also thought my first movie, The Astrid Experience, was well produced and well done for its budget, and he wanted to see what I could do with more money. So that's a conversation for another episode in terms of making your first feature. But speaking specifically of the Influencer House Massacre, it was just all green lights from day one, pretty much. Then when I took it out to Emma Kotis' team, got her the script, she absolutely loved it, sees the potential in the project and the role, and signed on. And pretty much everybody I'm currently talking to is interested. I haven't spoken to anybody that isn't interested. So that's a great indicator that a project is going to go, is how is the universe, how is the world responding to your project? Is the script good enough? Is it producible? Those are the two most important elements that are going to determine whether or not a screenplay gets made into a movie. Is one, is it producible? That is, can it be conceptualized? Can it be shot on modest budget? And also, what is the ROI potential for investors? That is, what can investors be expected to see back for the money they invest? Is it a film that has profitability on paper? Is it genre? What kind of cast are you looking at? How good is the script? Very important for getting a film made. This is obviously a more advanced position to be in, where you have a decade's plus worth of experience to compare one project to another to, where you can feel in advance if a project is going to go. But for people starting out, just look at how the universe, how other people are responding to your story. And you may just need to push through it. You may not have enough experience yet, or be able to attract the types of people that you want to a project based off of your resume or based off of your track record. And you really just need to make that first short. You got to make that first feature, which I would recommend, is just figuring out how to make your first feature. But for the most part, you can kind of tell by how people are responding if it's a project that is going to go. Is the universe giving you green lights? Are people saying yes? Not that everyone has to say yes. You have to believe in yourself before anybody else is going to believe in you. And you also have to invest in yourself before anybody else is going to invest in you. But how is the universe responding around you is a great way to feel out just for the script. Is your story something that has legs? Does it have legs? Because to make a movie, it takes a lot of people. People have to invest. People have to sign on. Hundreds of people are going to work on it. Even on a very small movie, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people minimum are going to be working on this film, and they all have to believe in it. So does the story have legs to warrant people's time, money, and energy? So that's it for this episode, guys. That is how you can tell, how you can feel if a movie is going to go. Thanks for tuning in to Unlimited Creation. I'm Cal Barnes. Remember to subscribe on YouTube and Spotify for more weekly content. Smash that like button, and I will see you on the next episode.